A 7-day temporary ceasefire achieved at US-Saudi-mediated talks in Jeddah at the weekend is due to go into effect Monday night in Sudan. In an effort to boost the delivery of desperately needed humanitarian supplies to more than half the country's population, amid continued violations of international humanitarian and human rights law, including looting and criminality.
In Khartoum, in Darfur and elsewhere, the warring parties have fought their war with little regard for the laws and norms of war. Homes, shops, places of worship, water and electricity installations have been destroyed or damaged. The health sector is collapsing, with more than 2/3 of hospitals closed, many healthcare workers killed and medical supplies running low. The frequently reported use of health facilities as military positions is unacceptable. I'm appalled by the reports of sexual violence against women and girls, including allegations of rape in Khartoum and Darfur.
The UN says it remains firmly committed to 4 immediate priorities, including achieving a stable ceasefire with a monitoring mechanism, preventing the escalation or ethnicization of the conflict, protection of civilians and provision of humanitarian relief, and preparing for, when the time is ripe, for a fresh political process with a broad array of civil and political actors. As questions persist on how the international community missed the genesis of this latest conflict.
Some commentators have placed the blame for this conflict on the international community. Let us be clear. The responsibility for the fighting rests with those who are waging it daily. The leadership of the two sides, who have chosen to settle their unresolved conflict on the battlefield rather than at the table. It's their decision that is ravaging Sudan, and they can end it.
The African Union says it continues to work on developing a comprehensive de-escalation plan.
We also welcome the commitment displayed by the two warring parties for signing a short-term ceasefire and humanitarian arrangement. However, we call for more concerted, actionable effort towards a lasting cessation of hostilities. We urge them to go the full course for peace. A comprehensive permanent silencing of the guns now is the only remedy for the good people of Sudan.
With calls for better coordination from the international community, particularly through the trilateral mechanism made up of the AU, UN and IGAD.
While I appreciate and commend the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the United States of America for their relentless effort in facilitating the Jeddah talks, I encourage them to involve and engage the trilateral mechanism as the entity trusted by regional, continental and international community to facilitate a political process in the Republic of Sudan. The only way we can stop the fighting in Sudan, Your Excellencies, sooner rather than later, if our efforts are better coordinated.
With all eyes on whether the latest ceasefire will hold. The temporary truce is expected to go into effect at 9:45 p.m. Khartoum time Monday night, amid concerns that this will simply be the latest agreement between the warring parties not to be fully observed. Sudan's evolution out of the conflict depends on its success, as the world watches and waits. Sherman Briceby's SABC News, New York.